classes does my high school homeschool child need to take to be able to apply to University of California school? This is a common question, and what we're talking about today as I am wrapping up my high school standards series. And this is homeschoolhangout.xyz, and I am Jacqueline. And if you like these California specific videos, do me a favor, thumbs up, like, subscribe, buy me a coffee, all the things, and let's get into it. If you are interested in what the basic state minimum high school requirements are, that will be linked up in the eye. Also, if you have students who might want to go to a California State University, like Fresno State, that will also be linked up there. And let's get into this. Remember, these are not requirements that are put upon you by the state in order to graduate your child. This is just how to get them the continued education they may want and what hoops they should probably be jumping through in order to get those admissions. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor either. No promises that if you follow what I'm telling you, your kid will get into whatever school they want. This is based on what the University of California says is their base requirements for freshman admissions. That's it. That's all I got for you. My children have gotten accepted as freshmen into the CSU system because they wanted to go to Fresno State, which is down the road from us. We have not gone through the UC. It's a little bit more rigorous. It always is. But yes, all of that. I do encourage, if your kids know where they want to go, call those schools and talk to them. They're always very happy to help out a high school student. But let's get into it. If you're just like me, I wanted to leave all the doors and avenues open for my kids so they could decide for themselves. First off, you're going to need 4 years of English. And it says approved courses. Usually that just really means a college prep class. It means, you can't just go watch plays all day. You can watch plays, just not all day, and that's all you do. That could be anything as simple as English 9, 10, 11, and 12. It could be, we did American and Brit Lit. My kids did a year-long American Lit that was phenomenal from Apologia. So good. So much more inclusive than their English 1 from college was. Also, if your kids are dual enrolled, these count towards that too. So 4 years, whatever college, they call it college prep. And if you want to know, you can always go look at the ucop.edu AG guide for a list of approved courses. And it says approved courses. That literally means Clovis West's 9th grade literature class. But if you're looking for ideas for names and such, that's a great place to go. Okay, so mathematics. 3 years, including algebra, geometry, and intermediate algebra, or what we call in the real world, algebra 2. 4 years is recommended, and I'll tell you this for junior colleges, and I know for Fresno State even, and CSUs, algebra 2 is considered that base level, that you need to get up to algebra 2, and their math goes from there. Social studies or social sciences. 2 years of history or social science, including 1 year of US or 1 half a year of US and 1/2 a year of civics or government. So if you just wanted a semester of American history and then a semester of government. And 1 year of world histories, cultures, and geography. They're very specific. It needs to be a world history of some sort. Beyond that, there's no other definitions. I know I've seen European history, I've seen Mesoamerican history, I've seen African history, I've seen geography. These options are endless. And what that class looks like is basically up to you. These are not things where you have to get the approved textbook to do. You just need to give them a good education. Next one is 2 years of science with lab required, chosen from biology, chemistry, and physics. 3 years are recommended. I know that lab required is very intimidating too, but don't let it intimidate you. One, depending on where you're at, like if you're here in Fresno, Clovis area, Madera, Reedley, Kingsburg, there's some science teachers here that are phenomenal, and just reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with them. And I can say Chris Belts has animal parts supplied, so when they do biology and anatomy, physiology, They do like brain dissection and heart dissection and eyeballs, sheep's eyeballs, the whole bit. But if you don't have those options, don't worry about it. Companies have lab kits that they can do for you. And when I say that, I mean like dissections. You can watch dissections and do virtual dissections online. But Apologia has lab kits that go with all their classes that you can purchase so that you can do a lab. Like they said, 2 years are required, 3 years are recommended. I know for myself, I did biology during summer school of 8th grade. I did chemistry and I did physics is what I did when I was in school. Visual and performing arts. You need 1 year of visual and performing arts, and you can choose from the following, it says. You can do drama or theater. You can do dance. You can do music. And you can do visual art, like drawing, painting, ceramics. And you just need 1 year of that. And then the last thing you need is 1 year of electives. And this only totals out to 15 classes total. Now, those electives can be kind of whatever you want. It can be a technical class. We did a Computer Science 1 through a free class from Harvard. We did Code Academies. We did I put together my own kind of like basic business class of how to do a business, the difference between costs and profit and all that stuff, which was a lot of varied life experience things that I ended up calling one class. We did economics, of course, which is something you need to take on the whole anyways. A semester of economics, right out your budget, that fun stuff. But it can be anything. It can be a second year of choir. It can be a second year of music. It can be so many things. They just need to take one more class. That's a real class. Kind of. I say real class. Work experience counts. So I don't even know where the stringency is there. I think really what it means is grade level. Meaning you can't, if they're getting up to grade level, you can't give them English 8 and count it towards high school electives, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it. Now, this does not take into account any extracurriculars your students might have, work experience, volunteers, all of that will go on their applications also. And what your specific school that you're trying to get into is going to need. Each school can be a little bit more competitive than another. Fresno State, to me, as long as your kid had a solid college prep, it wasn't that bad. But I know like UC Berkeley is very competitive. I highly recommend that if you know 100% that your student wants to go that route, that you call them and see what other classes your students might want to take. I highly recommend doing the high school free college tuition and putting them into a community college for free and getting them some classes towards their degrees there. That will look very nice on their transcripts. And frankly, will fulfill some of these requirements. We did that of my kids. Now, remember, mileage may vary. My 16-year-old started college math classes as a freshman. My 20-year-old started as a junior, because that's when we thought you could, but she started with taking pre-calculus and trig in high school. And so those count with college units that help. And also, if you wonder how those kids get those extra GPAs that are like 4.3, you get an extra point for college classes. So that's also an option. But yeah, that is all it is. If you found this helpful, stick around, subscribe, comment, buy me a coffee. Talk to you later. Bye. You got this. I promise.